Good morning. Welcome to Adoatv. We are live, yes, on Facebook. And wherever you're watching us from in Ghana, I'm greeting you. Have a very, very, very good morning and a good day as well. Blessings from on high to everyone and all your loved ones as well. From the AM Ghana team, you heard Jonathan earlier on with the news. And I know you were paying particular attention to some of the news articles he gave to you. We're going to have a newspaper discussion later on, and we're going to address some of these salient issues that have gone on throughout the week and also today, those that will come in the newspaper headlines segment right after this short introduction I'm making with you. Just grab a cup of tea, a cup of cocoa, whatever it is that is your favorite. But remember that today is Friday, and on Fridays we usually go funky or fun if you like it. So make sure you are not too serious about everything. Forgive yourself of anything that has gone wrong that you've done throughout the week. It is Friday. It is a time to relax, take it easy on yourself, do some fun activities. If you've still got to go to work on a lighter mood. Don't let the moods and everything, get you so tensed up. Just lighten up everything. Let all the worries, let everything go. Free up yourself, free up your soul to enjoy the weekend. And while you enjoy the weekend, remember that Christmas is just around the corner. And I know a lot of people are buying things. You're buying your trees, you are decorating and everything. But remember that the spirit of Christmas is Jesus Christ. And don't forget, it is not Santa. Yes, it's not Santa. Henry always thinks it is Santa. I always have to keep reminding him that it's not about Santa Claus. It is about Jesus Christ and his work, and the work that is a gift to humanity. So while you're buying the gifts for your children, for your loved ones, for your spouses and all that, and that special someone in your life, remember, it is also a time to share, extend a helping hand to somebody who lacks it. Those who can say thank you, knowing that they cannot do or they cannot return that good favor unto you. That thank you will be a genuine and a well appreciated one. So go out of your way to help someone, plan to bless someone this Christmas. So we'll go on a quick commercial break, and as I promised, the newspaper headlines when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
See you make up now. I'm not correct. Why your best mankasa? That's it. Oh, middle. You capsules back on CB men capsules. Me see CB men capsules na make a year.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules na ye nim ni dada. And one year packaging na ye the
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada won di fie do ye. Enka ho.
Susanna. Ghana man man tamase.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and
sound in the believer's ear. It's used, his sorrow heals his wounds and drives. How sweet the name of Jesus sound in the believers here. It's used, his sorrows heals his wounds and drives away. Jesus, my shepherd, brother, friend, God on the Bosada, my prophet, priest, and king. My Lord, my life, my way, my way, my way, accept the praise I. My Lord, my Lord, my life, my way. Oh, my God. My Lord, my life, my way, my way. Oh, no, boshade, makano boshabara. Hey, my Lord, my life, my way, my head. I said, I cannot do without you, my Lord, my life, my way, my way, my way. Elo shadaba, ela makado shababa, aduna bada. My Lord, my life, my way. Accept praise I bring. My Lord, my life, my way, my way, my way, my way, my way. Let me take it again. Jesus, my shepherd, brother, friend, my prophet, priest, and my king. My Lord, my life, my way, my way, my way, says the praise. My Lord, my life, my way, come and lead me, oh Jesus. I cannot do without you, I cannot do without you. Oh my Lord, my life, come and show me the way, come and show me the way. Accept the praise I bring in my marriage, in my business, in my traveling, what I do, everything I do. Oh. Show me the way, come and show me the way. Accept the praise I bring.
Thank you for staying tuned. To all my viewers, you just saw that worship song. Yes, it was for you and for everyone. You know that people have the tendency to, or we do have, yes, the tendency to be able to create a channel or an opening from the heavens to us, like Jacob did. There was an opening, there was a ladder that was let down to him while he slept, and he said that he saw angels ascending and descending, and that's what Nisaka does to us anytime he sings. Nisaka, a happy and a glorious birthday to you wherever you are. I pray the best that life can ever give to anyone for you as you lead people to Christ. Oh, may you be directed towards every good thing that this life has to hold. So a happy birthday. Of course, I am being powered this morning with this birthday message to you from Pepsival. So that's coming from Pepsival to you, and also, of course, the whole AM Ghana team. So without much ado, I just want to do the newspaper headlines. I have with me the Daily Graphic, of course, truth and accuracy every day. Truth and accuracy every day. It's Friday, December 10th, 2021. All too soon. We'll be bidding 2021 bye-bye, gone for good. So some of you will have to be doing away with a whole lot of old things, including the bitterness, the pain. Yes, I know you thought I was going to say clothes and articles. No. Talking about the bitterness, the pain, the hurts and all that. We'll do away with that. But of course, we have news. We're still in 2021. The Daily Graphic is saying, yeah, it has a caption here. A picture also of the president, and I see Peace Hyde standing next to him, looking on as he receives an award. President presented with Forbes Award. Forbes Award is being presented by the executive director, Mr. Frederick Van Viva. Yeah, he's on the right, and he is the West African, the executive director for West Africa, Forbes Africa. Yeah, so that's him. There is more on that story, is on page 16 of the Daily Graphic. And the screaming headline here on prevention strategies to prevent corruption in Ghana. It says the special prosecutor is to scrutinize contracts. And the office of the special prosecutor will carry out risk assessments of all major public contracts legislation and draft legislation from January next year as one of the key strategies to deal with and to prevent corruption in the country. I don't know if it will be from January onwards, or if he would like to turn around and take a look back small at 2021, at 2020. I mean, he can go further, 2016, 2015, 2014. Yeah, I think we will appreciate that. So people can know that they will not just do things and go away with it. But more on the front page, public response to call for COVID-19 jab. And I was happy to see on Wednesday, as I returned home, that the more centers had been created, and there was one much closer to my home. Well, mine, the first jab I went for, I really had to go in search of it. Now I'm happy to see that they are much closer and people can just walk, you know, the walking distance very short, and they are there to also remind. I mean, the mere sight of them reminds people that it's time for your COVID-19 jab, which helps a lot. So thank you very much for all those who are sacrificing one way or the other to make sure that we are all vaccinated and, for that matter, protected. Otumfuo commemorative gold coins launch Sunday. Gold coins launch on Sunday, and that is on page 20 of the Daily Graphic. So more coming from the Daily Graphic, especially inside Africa. 88 dead in Darfur tribal clashes. That's Cairo of Egypt. Yes, there are tribal clashes, and I always ask, what happens to Africa when everybody is trying to surge onwards? We have tried. Can't we just forgive and move on? Should they go to this extent? Somalia braces for AU troops exit. Okay, Al Bahan warns against foreign interference. So while you're warning against foreign interference, try your best to also look at the source and the root of what the problem is within, and then solve it. And you can, I mean, solving our issues will automatically prevent foreign interference, right? Yeah. So Uganda soldiers jailed for killing protesters. That's some good news coming from there. Yes, when soldiers can be jailed, other people are not above the law. Global outlook: Iran nuclear deal talks. Deal talks resume in Vienna, and record number of journalists jailed worldwide in 2021. Hey, I hope Ghana has none. No record there. Africa needs China, US to work together. Africa needs China and US to work together. Well, I don't know if I have anything to say on that, but Indian farmers call off year-long protest, and I jump straight to the middle spread. Get Fund draws down $500 million to clear project costs. Really, we have to read on that. 500 million. When we hear big money, we get more interested. So please do well to read on that and be informed accordingly. College of Physicians and Surgeons urged to train more specialist doctors. Sierra Leonean minister commends VRA. Okay, Opass for Openyin Senior High School has crowned its 60th anniversary celebration with a grand durbar and speech and prize giving day as well. For past and present, that's nice. So that's what we are asking the special prosecutor to do, past and present. On business, Mobile Money Association seeks a broader consultation on e-levy. That's what we here in Ghana are particular about these days. It is our news, our major news headline. South African company to assemble electric vehicles locally. Wow, look at that. So I'm going to the back page. U.S. ambassador hails Ghana at Pizza Hut lunch, and a very good morning to Mrs. Her Excellency Mrs. Stephanie Sullivan, the U.S. ambassador to Ghana. Work starts on National Aquaculture Center at Amre here, and on the penultimate page where we have sports, a little, at least just one. Let's see. Red hot phasal to sting sharks. Red hot phasal to sting sharks, and that will be it for the news. Oh, the Daily Graphic, not the whole newspaper. Sorry. All right. So Daily Guide as well has all right. NDC MP runs to court. We're talking about Dorcas Afo-Tofe. Dorcas Afo-Tofe. I hope I got it correct. And her story is on page 3. We also have a caption and the picture. I think this time it includes one extra person. His name is not here, and the picture is not so clear, but it does have his height. It does have our president, His Excellency, and it also has Mr. Frederick Van Viva there. So, of the president receiving his Forbes Award, Special Prosecutor probes 31 cases mentioned earlier, and a picture of Mr. Kisi Ajibing also there. Abronye. Is that correct? Abronye DC exposes customs officers. Now and there, we are not surprised. Atwesian gets more time to file his statement, and that is on page 3. We have Shatta Wale and Medical. Shatta Wale launches taxi service. He launches taxi service, and that's on page 8. Page 8, and that is the newspaper, the front page cover for the daily guide. Of course, they always have their comic, whether it's for relief or whether it gets somebody angry, it is there. So it's on page 3 there for you. China guilty of committing genocide against some people be. Though I can't mention, I don't want to bite my tongue in the process or get you scared. But it's there. Some people be. Yes, China is guilty of committing genocide there. Anyway, and all right, I think I'll do sports from here. Stars pitch camp in Qatar ahead of AFCON 2021. Beach soccer chief credits Carl Bank, and Xavi mad over Barca CL exit. I said Barca is no longer with teeth. They've lost their teeth, if you know what that means. And so Barca is out. Yes, Barca is out. COVID sweeps Tottenham camp. I read this on Wednesday, didn't I? COVID sweeps Tottenham camp, and that will be it for the Daily Guide. Of course, the Daily Statesman is next, and GNPC offers employable skills to Western and Western North youth. So Western region and Western North region youth. Employable skills. I like the way you caption that. So screaming headline, prosecutions begin next year. Hey, so next year we are going to hear a lot. So if your books are not accurate, you can start putting things in order. Special prosecutor working on 31 cases, and that story is on page 2. Kojo Oppong Nkrumah is right here. Right here. Information Minister says Ghana to use UN security position to fight piracy, and standardized test will ensure robust educational system. That's coming from the Education Minister, Dr. Osei Educhum, and his picture is also here, and the story continues on page 2. ECG to restore light to Krobo area today. Talking about ECG, well, Krobo, you are being told your light will be restored, but at Shomane Estate, what's going on for about 2 days now? At least 3 times in a day. We don't know what's going on. If there is something serious going on, I think it will be proper and right that you alert us, because it goes off too many times. And I'm wondering, if I'm not in the house, what happens to my gadgets? What happens to all those things? So please inform us. If you don't know, I'm alerting you. So please do something about it. And I want to go into sports here. Jack Ross sacked as head coach. Sacked as head coach. All right. So Black Stars coach Rajavac to face his former side, Algeria, in pre-AFCON friendly. And I pray that he will have a focused mind, one-sided. If you are with Ghana, please stick with Ghana on this. Yeah. So we have to put player protection first. That's coming from Chelsea's Sam Kerr, booked for barging into pitch invader. Really? Booked for barging into pitch invader before he was escorted from the field of play. Okay. All right. That's it for the Daily Statesman. Let's go straight to the Ghanaian Times. What do you have for us? Again, captured here, Forbes magazine African of the Year 2021 says president is presented with a plaque, and the story is on page 16. In Shiaeso MP reports to police put before court. Well, I don't know if that makes any. In Shiaeso MP reports to police put before court. Okay, it's on page 3. You can read on that. 2,608 die in road crashes from January to February. Just January to February. 2,608, while 14,138 sustain injuries. So you can imagine the pressure we are putting on our health facilities when people can just do the simple things to avoid road crashes, to avoid accidents. Anyway, so Ghana Road Safety Campaign. They're on a campaign preserving lives, sustaining our nation. And especially when it comes to the Yuletide season, let's all put our hands on board to avoid the useless accidents, the deaths, etc. And that also goes to the fitters, the mechanics, all those into repairing and fixing our cars. Please, you also do well to do your work best, because some of you are behind the accidents. You know what I'm talking about. Procurement unit wrote letter for approval of Lithovet. That's coming from the witness. And what am I talking about? I'm on Dr. Oponi's case. 9 demonstrating drivers granted bail. Okay, that's the Soweto Magistrate Court has granted bail of 5,000 Ghana cedis each to 9 drivers with a surety for offensive conduct to the breach of peace and unlawful assembly. Okay, so there's more. Middle spread. Okay, still on the middle spread has captured more on the president's receipt of the Forbes Award. Find ways to change narrative about black people. Press urges African descent. And I think we back here also have that same homework to do. What we do here matters a lot. Matters a lot. On sports. Okay. I think if I do sports, on the back page, Mauli EP Basic C School Ho receives a refurbished classroom block. And is that a okay, maybe it's better than the previous, so let's take it like that. From Plains, North MP hands over CHPS compound to Ghana Health Service. CHPS community-based health planning and services. Okay, and then finally on sports, Bayern push Barca to Europa League, and Sheriff Quay faces Amos in WBO Africa Showdown today. Support sports industry to touch lives. That's coming from Dr. Macaulay as he urges the corporate sector. And that will be it for the Ghanaian Times. So we'll go on a quick commercial break. At least that's the headlines for the major ones. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Stay put. I'll be right here.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at Step Work premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
CB will make up now. I'm not correct. What's your best mankasa?
That's it.
Who and you want? Oh, middle. You captures about one man. CB men capsules. Me see CB men capsules and I make a year.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You knew the dada. And one year packaging I had a pepper.
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada go di fie do ye. Enka ho.
Susanna. Ghana man be man tamase.
Adoatv 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aje edwedin kato yato.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Well, many thanks to you for staying with us. It's certainly a beautiful morning, and having gone through the newspaper headlines, it is just right that we dive into some of the stories that are hovering around us, and typical amongst them as the special prosecutor's speech yesterday at the Kempinski Gold Hotel about anti-corruption. Now, we'll also look into perhaps some issues of crime and policing in the country. There are other sectors definitely that we should be touching on. Results for the WASI students are out, and performance not much of what we expected as a country, considering that the predecessors before those who have written now did some amazing work. However, we've heard from the education minister. He says that measures will be put in place. We may take a swipe into that, as well as some other factors. Indeed, we are in the Yuletide season, and I just want to make this appeal to every driver, every pedestrian out there, that when you find yourselves on the road, ensure, say, Obejai Bunsam Ejumanu. This is a message from the National Road Safety Authority. Now let's invite our guest into the studio. Let's welcome him. Mr. Jibril Maestro is a communication member for the National Democratic Congress. Jibril, good morning.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Has been a while. I'm good.
You can certainly say that you're good because you have life and you're alive.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
and apart from that one, the rest are wahala.
Wahala?
Yes.
Where is the wahala coming from?
But you know the issue about you living in a room. Everybody is just.
Oh.
Yeah.
It depends. E-levy is bound to commence next year. But I mean, when you listen to people, the scare and fear that is already existent, it's already speaking the bad about the measure.
Exactly.
However, I mean that is just one side of it. And when you want to look into future events and decide to be scared by now, what is it? Tema. West or so, Member of Parliament Carlos Ahinkra indicated that. So you have an option. You see, you have an option. If you like, don't do Momo. Just give the money to.
Is that the way?
Anyways,
is that the way the honourable person has to speak?
That one, yeah.
You know,
we all have reservations.
Regina, if today you are a member of Parliament and the issue are in contention, which people want a lot of explanation. You have the right to put it there. People, there's so much fear.
Yes.
What is going to happen to me? Because are we going back to the cashless or electronic, whatever? Should we be carrying
going back to cash?
Cash.
Yes.
Era. You understand me? So as an MP, whoever chewed ballot papers at the floor of Parliament before.
He did what?
He chewed the papers when they were trying to. Oh yes. When they were trying to nominate.
Anyways, let's
speaker.
But that one is past. Let's move on.
You know, it is not well-meaning Ghanaians. The comment is not. It's condemnable. It's condemnable because if today we give you the power.
So you think the member of parliament for Tema West is ridding himself of the robe of an honorable member?
Have you heard any member of his party supporting this his talk? No.
So that is expressively his personal views,
because it is not in good taste.
Right. Now let's move away from that. You mentioned Wahala.
Yeah.
You mentioned the e-levy.
Yeah.
Now
the erratic powers issue.
Okay.
Another issue that confronting people getting to a Christmas festivity. Do so. Even Asantehene have to call a minister of energy minister to complain to him that.
Do you think the call by the Asantehene is yielding any results? Because for me, I think that Asantehene has spoken, but still the doom saw is still ongoing. Perhaps there is no hope for the people in there.
It's just a wake-up call. Because you see, I like Asantehene for one thing. It's the way people are brag. People talk a lot then that this will not be happening and whatever. And the whole almighty Asantehene is complaining today. It's all his machines are getting spoiled because of doing so. He's trying to let them know or trying to inform them, or they should give him an assurance that what is going to happen. Are they going to put this in proper context or whatever? You understand? Because some of us, when we speak, it doesn't go anywhere. They don't have respect for anybody because the arrogance of power, the power drag and everything. And they think that it's going to be there forever. No. The table will change one day.
All right. So this is the wahala for you. E-levy.
E-levy.
Doom saw within the times.
And then the issue about.
Now you spoke earlier. I mean, behind the scenes, you were commenting the Ghana Police Service for their visibility, and I must say yes. Ever since the IGP Dampari assumed office, we've seen some visibility in the country. I remember in the course of the week on my way to Parliament, one of the passengers in the vehicle said that the police for the Omo and I was surprised that such utterance would come out because
you know to protect us.
Exactly. So I told him, look, this is how it's supposed to be.
Even the number is very small.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The number is very small.
So what has been your observation so far?
I've witnessed, that was last week or last 2 weeks, an incident around Risk Junction.
That's around
Madina Risk Junction towards Bochi.
Yeah.
My nephew, who is an electrician, sent a car to the washing base for a car to be washed because the guy brought the car for 1 week for him to do some electrical work for the man. And these boys are very clever in the sense that when you send your car to the washing base, I don't know if they are lurking around or they are trying to monitor your movement and whatever. So his shop is just close to the washing base. So he can choose to leave the car there. Anytime he close, you come and pick the car. You understand? Or when the owner call that you bring my car, then you go there and pick the car. So another person came back and asked the people that are working there that, I sent him. I sent him to bring the car. And why do you not even bother to phone the electrician? There's one guy who is here to pick the car. And this is a 2021 Mitsubishi car.
Wow.
Registered. I was told it's over around 1.2 or 1.4 billion.
Is it a Pajero?
No, a Mitsubishi, yes, Pajero type.
I see.
You understand? Pajero type. And the number is 171 GB 171. 2001 registered.
But I believe that the matter has now perhaps been referred to the Ghana Police Service.
But what I want is that the police service, now they are doing their work. I have witnessed during the election time, it is some of them, you saw them in their vehicle going around, feasibility, Operation Calm Life or whatever. Now a lot of them are on motorbikes. Moving 2-3, moving 2-3, moving 2-3. But what I expect is that, so far as I have so much belief in them, that they are good. The men and women at the police service, they are good. We want a resource of this feasibility.
Right.
We want a resource because these are people that they have so much information. You understand me? People are ready to give the information where these criminals are hideout. And a lot of things, because I know very well that because of the economic hardship, going to this Christmas, a lot of things will be happening. Attack and everything.
Right, that's true.
So I'm trying to say that IGP, I salute you, you and your men and women. But we want a resource. I've seen a lot of them around Roma Rich, going to Shiashi, going to Nyawo Clinic and whatever. I've been seeing them. But we want a resource. Because a lot of things are happening.
Right.
So I salute them. And they should also look at what I have reported to them. Because the matter is before the Medina police station for investigation.
Very well.
They should look at this washing basis. Because after this case, the case has been sent to Medina police station, similar incident has been happening. People are coming to report that this what is happening to me. This has happened to me before, whatever. And those who are working also, they have to be very vigilant. If you don't know the person, don't give the key or don't allow the person to take. I don't know if they come there through with their juju or something. I don't know. Because
well, these are smart people. They
are very smart
certainly
people.
survey the environment.
Yes.
And they are always
So,
up on security updates, finding out what new things the police is doing.
I'm appealing to the Ghana Police Service. That we salute them. We appreciate their work. We still need more. I want a resource.
Right.
That when we start this feasibility on our motorbikes and everything, this is what we're able to achieve.
Right.
So the people who have so much confidence in them, anytime we see them, we can approach them and tell them that, oh, you can use this lane, this is happening, whatever. So I salute them this morning and tell them, we wish them well. We want to see this festivity crime-free and whatever. And then these drivers and every people should take their time. That's not the end of the world, because I don't think you want to go fast and come and pick another passengers and you kill others. It doesn't augur well. We pick them. If you drink, don't drive. If you're tired, you have to rest and allow another person also to go. We need everybody alive.
Certainly, we need everybody alive. And speaking about the Ghana Police Service and our results, I can say for sure that, I mean, for some time now, we've been seeing certain results. Exactly. You consider a stretch like the Accra Cape Coast Road, for instance, and you realize that the rate of fatality, the rate of fatality on the road has decreased. Now, this is because if you've traveled there recently, you realize that the police barriers on that stretch has been increased.
Exactly.
With a lot of policemen. And when they find out that you seem or you appear tired, they allow you park right where they are, and then they allow you rest a bit, even if it's late in the evening. And I think that's a way to go, because people feel reluctant to rest at certain points because they fear what might happen to them. Now, about cars and security, I think that security is not just a responsibility of the police. It's a responsibility of every individual, from institutions to drivers to what have you. And this, in this scenario, I think that the washing bay should be very, very, very careful and vigilant. Aside that, I think that every individual, if you would invest money into, you mentioned about the price of the vehicle ranging around 1.2 billion old cedis. If you would invest so much into a property like that, why not invest a little into security? Now we have GPS tracking systems for vehicles.
The one even said it.
We have alarming systems.
He was even saying, the guy even worked at the DVLA. He was saying that he wanted to pick the car from the mechanic before he use the track.
You see, so we should all be vigilant, and we should invest in security as well. Most of the times we want to depend on the Ghana Police Service. Yes, they are doing their job, but when you consider the challenges that they face as well, the ratio the ratio of police to citizenry amongst it, you realize that they can only do enough, but cannot protect everybody at a certain time. So let's all be vigilant and also try and help the police in policing the country for us. So when you find any unscrupulous move or anything going on here and there, please make sure that you report. And
there's another
there are toll-free lines
of this issue about the Domi Kobinya. Some people attack the mobile user, the vendors.
Yes. So these are all security issues, and I'm sure that the Ghana Police Service is on top.
They have to take note of that.
They are on top of this. Now, Let's quickly look into what the special prosecutor indicated yesterday. Now, you know that since he assumed office, I'm talking about Kisia Jabeng, since he resumed office in August, one would have expected that by now we were going to see some actions. If nothing at all, there should be at least a couple of prosecutions in the courts. But yesterday, listening to him, it appears that the words of Martin Amidu may be true. In fact, not may be true. He reaffirmed them when he called for a restock, not restocking, a proper facilitation of the office. And he says that currently they are working on about 31 cases. But when you look at the divide between the cases being worked on and the access to prosecution and the facilitation of those processes to the prosecution, it seems that there is such a wide gap that we are yet to bridge. Do you think that, 3 years on from the establishment of the Office of the Special Prosecutor, we are making any headway? Do you think this is just a cosmetic, approach to dealing with corruption in the country?
Well, sometimes when some of us speak, people think we are doing politics. You see, from day one, we sought to say that this is a political fulfillment, because let me just fulfill whatever I've said. Whether it will be okay or not, I've done it. Because at the end of the day of accountability, I can even say that over a promise of Office of Special Prosecutor, I'm able to do this. At the end of the day, what do we achieve? The outcome, you understand? Do we able to achieve this? And we have, that time, English was saying that we have institutions like a Strike, Yoko and whatever. The Attorney General office also is there, the CID and everything. Why not to, at least to support them so that they can able to fight corruption? There's a saying in Chi that when we say corruption, it's about money. So listen to yesterday the SP. It said clearly that the monies are not coming. What they expect from the government is not, the monies are not coming. So if the money is not coming, how will they operate? They need staffs, okay? They need to move around. They need to do a lot of investigation. They need to do a lot of relay from their office to Attorney General. Sometimes they have to also talk to the CID and everything. Some cases also have to, it need for them to do a lot of wider or broader investigation through the police service, the whatever. So these things have to do with money. And the money is not coming. Earlier, Amidu also raised the same issue.
Yes.
That the money, they did not equip the office very well. It's just a name. It's just a name that this is the Office of Special Prosecutor. Because if you appoint a person, what will be your scorecard within 1, 2, 3, 4 months? I think let us see something. Are you saying that when he was appointed up to today, is he not taking salary? Those who working are not paying them. So does it mean that they should just be there for us to be paying
but
them?
It doesn't mean that they are not doing anything at all. He says they are working on 31 cases right now.
You see, we have high-profile cases. President Akufo-Addo promised Ghanaians that he's going to work with an principle. Anytime there's an issue on the newspaper and whatever, any whistleblower and whatever who say anything, the issue has to be investigated. We have a lot of cases that are pending. Since the Amidu's time, there's a lot of cases are pending, talking about the risk assessment of Japan and all of these things, and those who involve, those who involve monies that have been paid to the lawyers and whatever. These matters also need a lot of investigation. I know very well that when you left office and another person come, what you need to do is that you have to go back and see cases that this person has been started. So you continue from there. I don't think you have to also look for your new or fresh cases. There's a lot of cases there when Amidu was there. So you as a new appointee, what do you have to do? Listen to him yesterday. He said clearly that the governments are not ready to support the office at all. And we shouldn't expect anything good coming from that office. To be honest with you, We shouldn't expect anything good coming from that hospital. And when he was before the appointment committee,
Is it from the office? When you say we shouldn't expect anything good from the office, is it in direct relation to the establishment of the office of the special prosecutor? Do you think it's entirely wrong to have established? Because you mentioned from the beginning that we already have some institutions that are set up to fight corruption,
exactly,
one way or the other. So in your vein, the office of the special prosecutor is not needed at all.
To be honest with you, it's just job for the boys. It's just job for the boys because clearly listen to Amidu before he resigned. Clearly he made it clear to all of us that there's so much interference. Sometimes when he wants assistance, he wants some people to come and do some to help him to look at some cases. People are not forthcoming and whatever. And this is Amidu coming from other side, and we know Amidu, who is vigilante,
citizen vigilante, they call him.
You understand me? And if Amidu of all people can able to say all this, or he ran away from this office, I don't think Ajabin stand the test of this office. To be honest with you, because when Ajabin is before the appointment committee, all these questions will be asked. Do you read the resignation letter of Amidu? How are you going to manage the issue that he raised? Should we have confidence in you? Will you have that courage, bodily, to say that, oh, we are lack of this, or this government appointees are not helping me, they are not forthcoming, they don't want some cases to be speed out? Or are you going to look at some witch hunting? Let me start from this person. Is that what is going to? And he promised the whole of us that he's going to work according to the cases before him. And what are we seeing today? Listen to him yesterday. I was very disappointed.
In him or in the systems which established
in the government as well. Because when Amidu says something with regards to no support, no funds, no even the human resources, people to work with, you understand me, are not there. And we all worried on that issue. I see Amidu, that this Amidu, that's why he is or whatever. And Ajapi is also repeating the same thing. It tells clearly that this office, we shouldn't expect anything from that office.
Did it occur to you that, such challenges were going to be faced after the whole controversy and the back and forth between former SP, and his appointer, and how things went, his resignation, replies from this forth, he comes up with another reply, another documentation and everything, and the name callings amongst other things. Do you feel, even more disappointed that after all of this, we are still experiencing such challenges in the term of Kisia Jabin? Should he have learnt anything at all from Martin?
Yes. He was asked all these questions before the appointment committee. You understand me? And I was so shocked that this thing is also coming out again. Because being a new appointee to take over from Amidu, there's so much issues that you have to deal with, and which involve the current administration, some of the key guys. You understand me? So it seems he have never learned any lesson from Amidu. But now, let's give him the benefit of the doubt, because he spoke, and the matter is before the public domain. Let's wait and see the reaction from the government. President Akufo-Addo, as a lawyer, knows what it entails.
What do you think is the government's commitment to indeed fighting corruption? Because aside all of these institutions that you've mentioned, from the CID to the EOCO, the Attorney General's office, and what have you, this administration is the same administration that saw to the implementation of the office of the special prosecutor right from 2017 when the bill was laid before Parliament. Do you think that the current administration, with all that it has done and with all that pertains far as the office of the special prosecutor is concerned, is really committed and concerned about the fight towards corruption? I'm asking because The same gentleman whose words, brought about the OSP was awarded the African, I think African of the Year or so by Forbes, which means that he's doing something good somehow, somewhere. But I don't know about corruption. What do you think?
But you know, recently the corruption index perception, we are still low.
Yes, we are behind.
Yes,
And we lost a place actually in the recent report.
Yes, it's clear that we are not doing well because issues are on public domain that even the president coming out to speak on that issue has been a very difficult as at now because quite recently you remember the issue about the Auditor General report that they cannot account of. There's a misappropriation of 12.8 billion from the government department and institution, whatever. Where is that money? What do we do about that? That one is there. There's some PIAC also come out with some report. There's a oil money that they cannot account for. That also is there. And clearly the issue about
he says they're working on about 31 cases. So let's hope that these incidents that you mentioned are part of the 31 cases. But bear in mind that before that there were other cases that were existent before he assumed the office. Well, see all of these. Kisha Jabin actually said that if the office is not resourced, all of the intentions would only be. All of the good intentions that he and his workers have would only be good intentions and they would not materialize into anything. So first off, let's appeal rather. For the cases, I believe that there are 1,001 cases that should be looked into. Even the MPs who were receiving double salary during the Mahama administration, even though it's something under the Attorney General's department, I think that the OSP can also, do their bit towards. So, I mean, the cases are there. If we want to go back, I mean, from time immemorial. One thing that the special prosecutor mentioned yesterday was a ranking of public institutions, which will be published on 9th December.
They have to also come out with their corruption
next year. Yes. What do you think about that?
So do you think, Reggie, are we there? Are you sure that public institutions can come out clearly that this is what we wanted to investigate about our institutions?
Certainly, these institutions are not the ones to indicate what they want to be investigated or even a criteria for how they will be assessed. He mentioned in there, if you read the speech, he mentioned in there that they are going to provide all of those parameters. I'm paraphrasing. They are going to provide all those parameters and all those criteria for assessing these institutions, and they will be published as well. I am thinking that this may bring unnecessary rivalry amongst public institutions, but then again would serve as a check and balance on these institutions. I'm just finding out from you.
Because if it does that, that is what is going to help us. Because if you look at the Auditor General report in 2000 reports, it tells clearly that that's where the problem is. The department, the districts and the municipal and whatever. That's where the problem is coming from. So if he did that, that is going to help us in fighting corruption or try to check them.
So now the question is that how would this help fight corruption? Because most of these public institutions, after auditing, we have these informations coming out. They are publicized. They are in the newspapers. They are in the media. We discuss them for weeks. Nothing happens. What would this change?
You see, Reggie, if we are not ready, if we as a nation we are not ready to name and shame, I think this thing will not stop. I don't think if you do an internal or external auditing of this institution, Adoatv, and some guys or some people are involved in doing something towards trying to put their hands in some institution's money and whatever, and you are able to get them clearly, and when you interrogate them, the answers are not forthcoming, and you know very well that they are at fault. Why not naming and shaming? Or some of them have to also refund the money or trying to go to jail and save sentence. That is what is going to send a deterrent to others. But if just go and do your internal auditing or external auditing or whatever, and we pay all these people that work on these issues, and when the results are out, we are not acting on it. We don't do anything about that. Only just to talk, and that will be the end of the road. So to me, you see, fighting corruption also include hire and fire. Because even today, you have the power by constitution to hire and fire. And somebody did something, even before he will be investigated or before he will be tried before the law court, fire him first. When nothing happened, when he was cleared by competent court of jurisdiction, then you can reinstate him. We have never seen that in this administration. Because when we lost our spot, the perception, corruption, anti-corruption perception index, the rating, it also mentioned there that they have never seen any public officer who has been interdicted or something that, oh, because of this, step aside or let's investigate you, or this is full glare of the people that you have done this thing, we need to take you on. Even you are part of us, you are coming from our end, but we want to take you on and set an example.
All right.
Do you think that what we did about the Abu Gapele issue and everything, do you think this administration can do that? So when we are not ready to do all this, is all of us we are saying it to go to scot-free.
Finally, on this one, now we have institutions that have a clear mandate to investigate corruption related matters amongst it before the establishment of the OSP. Do you think that the establishment of the OSP has in a way made these institutions relax on the mandates and the proper facilitations that they have, Yoko and what have you? Because it seems that we all want to focus on the OSP when we think about corruption, but there are actual institutions that have all the resources to fight corruption. Is there? I mean, because of the parallel nature of the roles that they play, it seems that we have given powers there be to some other institutions amongst with the existence of institutions that could do the same thing. Is there a problem in there?
Because of the name given to the OSP, Special Prosecutor Office, Independent Special Prosecutor Office. You understand? And we want to see that independent, that person can invite previous and current administration. You understand? Whoever went wrong. You understand? I don't support any wrongdoing when it comes to corruption. Whoever is involved, I don't waste time and speak and defend you. No, because you are there serving the nation. You have been paid. Whatever you want to do has been given to you. Why still want to take some monies that are not belongs to you? You understand? So it's because of the name given to the office. There's so much expectation on that office and the individual as well. Especially when Amidu was appointed, because they know this citizen vigilante that who has been speaking against his party people, some high profile personality in this country and whatever, and they expect a lot from him to do something. You understand? So nothing has been done. You understand me? So the other institutions are there. They're also doing their best. For all you know is that them also complain of some logistic and something. They also find it difficult one way or the other. When you come to support, financial support and everything, they also find it difficult. You understand me? And almost sometimes whenever they finish that issue, they have to also take it to Attorney General.
Well, Jibril, I want us to move away from matters of the OSP. We should be discussing per the program for the day. We should be looking into one district, one factory, and all that. But since we don't have a representative of the current ruling party, whose initiatives, the one district, one factory, and who could be the right people to answer to 1D, 1F. Let's speak about something that concerns all of us, something that doesn't have political colors. Now, students sat for WAEC, WASI, and we've seen the results. I don't know if you have words who wrote WASI this year. If you do, or I mean, if you listen to what's going on, you'll be worried, especially considering the performance last year
And this year.
and this year.
Yeah.
We've seen failures, especially in maths.
Yeah.
And education minister has come out to indicate that well, he was going to investigate.
Yeah.
Does this need investigation? Is it not apparent why these students have failed?
Yeah. You see, when somebody injured, instead of you to look for cure for the injured person, now you are going to investigate before you come and injure the person. You understand me? You see, we said it from beginning. Regina, if you go to school for 1 week and come and be at home for 3 months, what are you expecting? You go to school for 1 week or 2 weeks and you be at home for 2 or 3 months, what are you expecting? What are you expecting? You have to expect these results. When I saw...
But it's the same system, Jibril, it's the same system that those who wrote the WASI before this batch went through. Now, they were even hard hits because of COVID in 2020. It affected their timetable. I mean, it's arguable that those who wrote this year were leaving the foundation of secondary, senior high, secondary education when it all happened. So, well, they are suffering their consequence. But then those who were closer to the exams last year, I mean, they blew. So how is it that these ones are not blowing?
You see, when we start talking about the effect of double track, people think that we are doing politics. It also is another cause of this.
We appreciate that. I mean, there are some effects in there, but I'm saying the same double track as what the previous WASI candidates, went through. But they were able to make the grades.
Maybe you see, our parents are always out there trying to let people know that they have to look for another extra classes for their worst. You understand? Just to help them to get good grades at the end of the day. You understand? That also is issue that we have to interrogate. And I know very well that when the Minister of Education says that they are going to investigate and everything, this matter also have to come out. And again, when people were sent to a school that claim to be a boarding school, when they went there, it's not boarding school, they have to be a day school. Also, it's another cause of this kind of results. And if you listen to yesterday, the deputy ranking on education, Dr. Clement Apak, saying that the results are not up to the standard of you getting access to tertiary institutions.
Yes.
And that is cause to be worried. It's a cause to be worried. Today, if you don't do anything about this, and this is going to continue, and we're in trouble. Then the issue about free senior high school and everything doesn't bring any good to us. Because if anything that is free, and you get a good result at the end of the day, which is we have benefited out of it. You understand? So does it mean that our wars is the blame of the teachers or the children
or the parents
or the government itself? Or they not have their normal way of maybe exam or practice or something, teaching or something. You understand me? Using some foreign materials and everything, that caused all this. It takes clear that even the ones before them, there's also problem with that. If they are able to achieve more than do better than these people, then we also have to investigate the last people that wrote the exam before this people.
Okay, so I was coming to that.
Because it's the same system.
Do you think that perhaps the entire educational system, the students, the teachers got complacent when
the
the previous candidates I mean blew up so much, such that perhaps they felt like, oh, okay, the coast is clear, just go in there and dive. It could have been the case. Well, complacency.
Complacency also is something that we have to look at. But Reggie, I want to say that our parents, it's come a time they are fed up. To be honest with you,
they are fed up with the double track and all that.
Yes, and those who having
but they are enjoying free SHS. Why wouldn't they be? Why aren't they fed up of the free SHS?
Those who having problem with the financial whatever to support their wars when it comes to the issue about the extra classes. Some of them have to also fall on some MPs to also organize some classes for them. If you look at those who did very well, trust me, it is those who have extra classes always when they are home. And some people also, when they get home, their parents also do not have time to make sure they check their works very well, because people will come to home and do whatever they want to do, and the parents are not care, forgetting that the exams are there for you to work hard and achieve it. You understand me? Because if you are a serious student or a serious parent, if your works are spent only 2 weeks or 1 month in school and 3 months at home, and you know exams is pending, they have to write exams so that will reflect the work of your ward. As a guardian, you have to also do something and make sure that your ward also come out with flying colors. So in all, you have to see that the complacency also play a key role, the wards and the teachers also. And sometimes you don't blame them as such. I want to blame the government.
Why? What is the blame on the government? The government is certainly not, I mean, in the schools teaching.
Yes.
The government provides the avenue.
Yeah.
They provide the facilities.
Yeah.
They provide other, measures to ensure that one, the student himself is, in a conducive environment. The student is having access, which is enshrined in the constitution, to education, basic education. And so the government did its bit to ensure that the senior high school level is indeed, attached or brought into the basic school level, so that when we say free basic education, it would include SHS, which they have done. So why are you blaming the government? What is your problem with the current government?
The government want everybody to go to school. When we even complain, they say the issue about double track and everything. So even when there's even double track, nobody should be left out.
Yes.
Let all of them go.
Yes.
But are we interested about the quantity or the quality? So are you saying that
are you saying that when everybody goes to school, there is a compromise on quality?
Exactly, because you see,
how is that so? When everybody goes to school, wouldn't that be creating?
What I'm talking about, what I'm saying is that the issue about the quality is the time allocated to them. They keep on changing the calendar and everything. There's a time when people go to school, they ask them that the school is not open, so they should take their baggage and go back home. Is it not also affecting the psyche of the students?
I don't think that it affects. Well, psyche perhaps, but it didn't.
If you are coming from Tamale,
I believe you're.
And they told you that the school is not ready.
I believe you are speaking about cases of double track where, indeed, from the initial moments, some students did not understand, some parents did not understand, and even some teachers did not understand where the gold track begins and ends and where the other track begins. So it didn't affect them in any way. If you were green track and you attend a gold track session, you are only told to go back home and come at the next session. So whatever you missed or whatever the gold track people, students were taught, the green track were taught as well.
Reggie, what provision that government made for those who are home?
People, you go home for some time, you come back to school. It's not as if you stay at home and you sleep.
But the time that you be at home is more than the time that you be in school. That is my worry.
They say it did not affect contact hours in the classrooms.
You see, that's what they want. That's what they say. But this is what we got. As a nation, this is what we got.
So from the inception of a free SHS, your party kicked against, not the free SHS. You lauded the idea to say it's a good, but you kicked against it because of the challenges and, in your perception, the level of preparedness of the country to fully implement, which you also gave a strong backing to the fact that it was a reason why former President John Dramani Mahama was putting up the e-blocks amongst to accommodate the numbers and the masses. You mentioned all of these. Do you think that perhaps when you people said that there is nothing like free lunch, or there is no free lunch anywhere, that you also mentioned that there was a statement that some of the communicators were making that.
Is it official?
They say
official position of the party or some?
Some communicators, and yes, I think that they speak the mind of the party, don't they?
Is it the official?
You speak the mind of the party, don't you?
Is it official position of the party, or there's some communicators? Some
communicators who speak on behalf of the party also indicated that, whatever you get free today, you pay for tomorrow. Exactly. And you affirmed that when information minister came to tell Ghanaians that we were going to have to pay for the freebies we enjoyed, the free electricity amongst other things during COVID. It was a good moment for you. You made your assertion. Exactly. Do you think that these students are paying for the consequence of what is free to them as free SHS?
You see, the free basic this in education is enshrined in our constitution, but progressively. Today, nobody will take a credit that I've brought a free education. Even during Nkrumah time, Northern region and everything. And it is in our constitution. But the constitution says that it has to be started progressively. And we are talking about the access. The issue about access. Access, when the access is there, all of them can also go at the same time. And then this issue about maybe you go home 3 months, you be double track, gold track and whatever, it will not happen. You understand me? And today, because of to score political point, or to maybe to fulfill our political campaign promise or manifesto, whatever, let us do it, whatever it is. There's no any proper blueprint that, this is what we are going to do, this is what we are going to do. You just go. And this is the results that we are seeing today. It come a time the Minister of Finance, former Minister of Defense under Kufuor, Dr. Kufuor and other people are saying that those who parents that can afford to pay, they should allow them to pay. And that is their personal opinion, not the position of the party. And some people supported it. Because if today, because of something small, my children are going to free student school, and because of there's no access, they should come home for 3 months or 2 months, and others are also in school, and I have to spend a lot for extra classes. Why not for me to just pay for them to be in school? And then if you look at the money, it's not all that thing that parents cannot afford. You understand me? So if
some parents,
you understand me? So that is the end result now. But I have a problem with the briefing. Because I know at the end of the day, the Ministry of Education, Ghana Education Service and whatever, they'll be having briefing from the teachers that this is the effect. We should expect all these things, because we have a PTA and whatever. People also complain. You know very well that a ward is doing good when it comes to school. But after being at home for 2-3 months time, when they come home, if the person is not studying at home, you as a teacher, you know.
I wish we could get a member from but obviously this is not a scheduled conversation. I just had to chip it in because I think that it holds.
Yes,
and it's bothering. The results came in a couple of days ago. Now, we've had a lot of reforms as far as education is concerned. And it doesn't just start on the school curricula. It touches on the teachers as well, to the extent that teachers had to go back and write licensure exams, amongst other things. This tells you that some, quality assessment is being put in there. But what is the quality of assessment after teachers have written their licensure exams for students to have gone through first year, second year, and we realize that this is the performance of the students. How are we assessing them? And wait till they write WASI, and then they come out with these bombing results.
Yeah,
and we come and tell the nation that we are going to look into it. The students have already failed.
Yes. What are we going to look at?
What is the mode of assessment? Yeah. Jibril, you are into politics and all that.
You see, that's what I said. Some blames have to go to the government and then the Ministry of Education, because there's a lot of briefing from the teachers and whatever to them.
Well,
we should expect this because you see, I have a problem.
Let's be brief on this story.
Yes, I have a problem. Reggie, sometimes even in my constituency, Mamobinima. School going time, you find a children looking around with their uniform around. When you ask them, so I'm for the double track, I'm for the green or whatever. You understand? You don't even know. Some of them even confuse the parents. They don't even know. So we are not checking them out very well. The briefing that they're giving to the teachers, to the Ministry of Education, the Uganda Education, and everything, did they work on that? Did they work on that? That is what is going to happen. You understand me? When we are entering your premises, you saw me talking to a lady. You understand me? Now, they have vacated, but she's coming for a classes.
Yeah.
Far away, is it from Kaswa or whatever? You understand? So that's good. And I said, oh, but do you fail or something? So, oh, I'm preparing for my WASI. I mean, second year. Yes. That is good for her. What about others? She have vacated with the others, and by this time they are home.
Yes.
Maybe they are in market. They are playing football.
Well,
they are in the seesaw. You understand me? Yes, but she have to. The parents have to even give a transport from Kaswa to here to come for classes. So are you going to say that at the end of the day, two of them who is going to bring out the good results?
Well, certainly. So after the free SHS and everything, some parents may not just be able to afford the extra classes.
Exactly.
And it goes just in line with, I mean, having the education just as it was, so that maybe those who would find challenges be helped in a way. Now, I think that free SHS is a very good initiative. However, we should see about the modus operandi and the implementation, especially assessment of the students. I think that it's a very, very lazy approach to wait, and it's in fact unfortunate rather to wait for students to go and write the exams, and then you come and tell us that you are going to look into what might have contributed to, I mean, these are educational institutions. How is it that educational institutions are not assessing the students? So you waste the first year, second year, and third year of the students not properly assessing the students, and you wait for them to write an external exam, disgrace the country, and then you come back to tell us that you are going to look, okay, so after looking into it, what's next? GES, Honorable Minister for Education, Dr. Educhum, good morning to you. Please, I want to find out, after the investigations, what next? Are these over 400,000 students going to go back to the secondary school to, or perhaps re-register for WASI to write again? When after 3 years, we couldn't mold their minds to pass exams. They have dipped in mathematics, which is a common criteria for selection into the tertiary institutions. So now, because of our lazy approach in assessing these students, many of them are going to have to sit in their houses, in their homes. And I wouldn't blame the Ghana Education Service so much as well. The students as well. Sometimes you feel lazy to challenge teachers to ask questions because you yourself, you don't know what you are learning. And now to the teachers, after all the licensure exams and after all the training, the teacher trainee allowances that you have enjoyed, amongst other things, you can't sit down to mold the minds of these young ones who would later on be teachers to teach your own children. This is what we are doing to ourselves as a country. So, Jibril Maestro, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
On AM Ghana. I'm very sad this morning.
Yeah.
Mr. Jibril Maestro is a communication member for the National Democratic Congress, and I had to bring in this matter of WASI results because I'm really bothered. Let's sit up. Let's be abreast. Gone were the days when the Michael Odonkos of my classroom would work maths and tell the teacher that the question is wrong.
Yeah.
Why are those students?
Yeah.
My name is Reginald Addy. We still have some segments coming on AM Ghana. Do stay tuned. We'll be right back.
CB will make capsules now. I'm not correct. Why your best mankasa?
That's it.
You oh, middle. You capsules about one CB men capsules. You see, CB men capsules and make a year.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You knew the data. And one year packaging I had a pepper.
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada won di fie du en come home.
Susanna, Ghana man man tamasi.
Adoatv.
Hello Ghana, hello everyone. Greetings to you from Adoatv. Christmas is here again and we are ready to receive our Lord Jesus to make merry with family and friends and all our loved ones. But what of the underprivileged and the homeless? Well, good news is Adoatv is visiting orphanage homes this festive season to celebrate the birth of Christ. And as the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 19 verse 17, whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord. We humbly ask you to partner us, put smiles on the faces of these underprivileged ones this Christmas, and God will bless you. Kindly send all cash donations to MTN mobile money number 0591 557789 with the name Adra Media Consult. Call us on 0246 375 837 to pick all other donations. God richly bless you as you give to support the underprivileged this Christmas.
Give them the best love you can. Save a child today. Give them the best meal you can. Save the future today.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 05092 57754 020 9494 258 or visit our marketing desk at Stepwork premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Well, welcome back after that break, and I hope you enjoyed the discussion with Reginald and Maestro Jibril there. If you are looking for more to that, you want more updates on any of the stories, of course, you know that here at AM Ghana, we always bring you more. It will continue as updates come. Discussions will continue. You can also catch more updates on the evening programs, news, throughout the day. So it's always right to stay with Adoatv because we bring good things to life. Talking about bringing good things to life, I have two gentlemen here who I have had the pleasure of meeting before, and today they've come to me again. I don't know why they've come to me, but I believe that they've drunk enough cocoa to match me up this morning. So they will tell you why they are here. And we have the Honorable Romeo. That name can never be forgotten. If you are a lady and you have read a lot of books in the past, like myself, you won't forget Romeo. But even the second name is much more interesting, which is Dala. Romeo Dala. You are welcome.
Thank you.
And also, of course, Mr. Ameho. I love that name. Mr. Ameho, you are welcome. Good morning to the both of you.
Good morning.
And how has your morning been so far?
Very well.
Doing okay.
No tea?
Me, I took some cocoa anyway.
Good. It's a Friday, yes.
I'm
Gobe.
Cool. No, not
Gobe, I can see the influence of Gobe.
Not yet.
Well, I remember having you here for cholera. I remember having you here for sanitation. We've done water too, right? But today I'm having both of you here again. So I don't know. Why are you here, Mr. Ameho? Why? My viewers want to know. Okay, why are you here?
Okay. Good morning to all our viewers.
Good morning
to Red Crosses.
I respond.
Okay, we are here once again to talk to all about cholera. How to keep ourselves clean, using safe water, eating safe food, and living in a safe environment. That is making our environment clean, so that if cholera should come, it would not be affected.
Okay.
That's why we are here.
That's why we are here. So cholera has become a dire issue when it comes to Ghana, especially in this. I don't know whether I should say climate change, because now we don't even know what kind of climate we are in. It looks or feels like Hamatan at sometimes, and then the rain comes, and then we get confused. And as dangerous as climate change may be, the effects like cholera, etc., hits harder, especially in places like Ghana, where we have lots of slums and our water issue, our sanitation issue. I mean, even right here in the city. That's the sad part. Right here in the city. Mr. So should I call you Mr. Romeo or I should call you Mr. Dollar?
Mr. Huawei. I'm okay.
No. Okay, Mr. Dollar. That one I like. So, Mr. Dollar, tell us, what exactly is your message concerning cholera? If you tell us what cholera is, to those who maybe did not get a chance to listen to us the first time, we brought cholera.
Good morning to Ghana and good morning to your viewers.
We respond happily.
We are here once again to educate on cholera. It has become something that we need to keep on educating people on, because even though we feel cholera is something that comes periodically, once a while, but then we need to prepare ourselves so that when it comes, we'll be able to face it. So you ask what cholera is. Cholera, I would say, is when you taking something, all right,
Okay.
and then you start defecating, start running stomach, when you have running stool, good. We will not say it's cholera, but we'll say it's diarrhea. So diarrhea gets to cholera. Okay, so when you take in the germ or the virus, okay, and then you are defecating, you are passing water stool, then you have to seek medical attention. Then that is when one of some of the symptoms you need to see that maybe I'm getting to that state where I would say I'm having cholera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mr. Meho, would there be a difference, as he has said, diarrhea and then cholera? So, I'm having too many, or my diarrhea is extended, then I call it. Or at what stage would your diarrhea be classified as cholera?
Okay. We usually have diarrhea. But that alone necessarily doesn't mean you have cholera.
Okay, because I know somebody here. Yeah.
Okay, so you have the diarrhea, and you also have you'll be vomiting.
Okay.
The two comes simultaneously.
Okay.
Yes, you vomit, then the stool is also running like that. So the stool have a foul smell. We usually say it smell like fresh fish. Yes, and it's also in a form of, excuse me to say this, like rice water. Because it flows like that without you controlling it. You become very weak. You feel for water, or you feel thirsty.
Okay.
Frequently. Then your skin, when you pull, it doesn't go back easily. It takes time to go back because you are losing a lot of water from your system. So when you are having these signs, then you are in the stage of cholera.
Wow. Yeah. So when I see these things, can I just say that because I've had cholera, then I go to the next step, which is treating myself? Or what should actually somebody who has detected these symptoms do? What will be the next step?
Okay. If you have the strength, or if you are listening to us, immediately you start, you should know that this is what you are having. So before you become weak, start drinking fluid, coconut juice, ORS. Quickly run to drugstore, buy ORS. It's in a sachet. How to prepare it is on it. Then you quickly prepare and start drinking. Okay. It replaces the water you are losing, so you not become weak. Then quickly go to the hospital. They have some medications they will give you. We at Red Cross, we don't give medicine. Our work is to, what do you do to keep you alive before you go to the hospital?
Okay.
We are not doctors. We are not pharmacists. So medicines are not part of us. The basic thing that we can do to keep you alive before a doctor arrives is what we do. Okay. So in the absence of ambulance and all that, we can do something to save life. So when you are having these symptoms, quickly get ORS or even safe water. Safe water means clean water. And start drinking as frequently as possible. Then quickly go to the hospital.
Okay, Mr. Dalla, tell me, is there any way that if I've seen these symptoms, I can contact any Red Cross person in my locality?
Okay, so that is where Red Cross comes in.
Okay.
Even before you experience this, you might have gone through education with you. Okay, that's why we are taking up this cholera education. So we educate you on what to do should you experience these things. So if it happens that way, and there is a Red Cross member closer to you, you are free to call the person. Okay. But we always advise that instead of calling me, go to the hospital. As my brother said, you'll be taking more fluid.
So can we outline the steps? Would they be steps, or they are just, in any order, things to note? What do you do when you smell the foul? you running and you vomiting and you smelling and you are suspecting that you have cholera. I mean, with the skin and all that. So the first thing to do would be, what would be the very first thing that someone has to do?
Okay, so as my brother said, you are passing stool, you are vomiting, so you are losing fluid. Okay. Drink fluid, water.
So drink
ORS, yes.
So the fluids, as you mentioned earlier, could be coconut water.
Yes.
could be
the ORS.
ORS.
Yes, and clean water.
Clean, emphasis on
clean water.
Water, the 3 things you can do. So just make sure you have more and more and more liquids to replace what you are losing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so first thing to do, whoever you are, and make sure that you are advising others about this. Don't keep it to yourself. That thing that Ghanaians do. So this is good information. It's good education. Advise someone. Yes. Drink lots of fluid. Yes. So what will be the second thing?
I think the second should be go to the hospital.
Go to the hospital.
Yeah, that's be the ideal thing.
What if the person is alone? What if I'm alone and I'm feeling a little weak? I don't think I can even make it to the gate or to the door. What? Because usually in Ghana, we know that there are ambulance services, but I don't know if, I've never tried it before. I've never tried it before calling. I wouldn't even know what number to call. So help me and my viewers.
If you want to call the ambulance, you call 112.
112.
But due to the way our communities are structured, ambulance may find it difficult to get to you in time. So maybe call a neighbor who is close by so that you can quickly take you to the hospital in a taxi.
Okay. I think yeah. And I think it's advisable that those who are usually not friendly with your neighbors, you have to for some of these reasons.
Yes, that's very important.
Because in my area, I've actually had somebody die in their house for 2 days, and he was a doctor.
You see.
Yes, because he keeps to himself most of the time. So yes, make sure you have the contact of a neighbor. You are friendly with people. When you don't get out of your house a day or 2, somebody will come and check on you. Yeah. Okay. So continue on for us.
Okay. So that's about cholera. We know we talk about safe water because cholera usually get to our system through our mouth, through maybe the water we drink, through the food we eat, or even through touching surfaces and not washing hands before eating food.
All right.
These are places where cholera we can get infected with cholera bacteria. So we talk about safe water, whereby wherever you get your water from, you must make sure it is safe. Safe means it is free from contaminants that may include the cholera bacteria, the Vibrio cholerae. So if the water is safe from all this, we consider it safe water. Now, if let's say you don't have bottled water or sachet water, and you have maybe this running water, maybe from stream, well, pipe, and you are not very sure of the safety, there are some things you can do to make the water safe for you. First one is sieve the water with a clean material, then boil it, then leave it to cool, then you can use. You can equally, after sieving it, add aqua tap. It's a tablet you drop in the water. The yellow gallon, which we call the Kufuor gallon, it's about, I think, 20 liters. You drop 1 tablet in it. You wait for 30 minutes for the tablet to do its work. Then you can use the water.
So if I'm very thirsty,
you should do that down before you even feel thirsty.
Okay, all right.
You don't wait for thirst before you run for water. Water should always be available. Okay. So after 30 minutes, the water is safe for you to drink. The tablet will kill all the germs in it and also settle the dirt. So it is also advised that you pour the water in a clean bowl because I'm going to fetch from top. If it's in the road, we advise them that you have 2 containers. One you use to fetch the water from wherever your water source is. One you pour the water in, cover it.
So you shouldn't use the same container.
No, you go and fetch it, come and put it down. Then that is no. So you pour it in another clean container, you cover it. You have a clean cap or scoop on top of the cover. Then you can have some nice napkin to cover the cap so that flies, dirt, not perch on it. When you are coming to drink from that container, get another clean cap. Use this one on top to fetch into your cup.
Yeah. So they look like very simple things you are saying, but I'm thinking of how many times we default. How many stages of this process we default at? So many. You've named a whole lot.
Yes.
All right. So please go ahead.
Okay. So when you do that, we are trying to prevent you contaminating the water in the bowl where you save the water. And the water in the bowl should not remain there for more than a week, because by all means, we call them coliform. They will develop in the water. Those living organisms, they will by all means develop.
Coliform.
So they will by all means develop in the water. So by a week, that water should finish, so that you clean the container very well with soap and water before you fetch in a new one. Or anytime you're coming to fetch in a new one, throw the old one away. Clean the container very well before you fetch in a new one.
Okay, that brings me or leads me to another question that I haven't planned. You saying this brings it in. Saying that we have to empty the water, so that water shouldn't be kept for over a week.
Yeah.
What are the bottled water and the sachet water we are drinking?
Okay. The bottled water we are drinking have expiring dates.
Okay.
The manufacturer, through his experiment, knows that from this time to this time, after this time, my water will not be safe for drinking anymore. So they put the date there. After that date, don't drink the water. We throw it away.
Do we even check when it comes to water? I mean, we check for canned foods, we check for our drinks, juices, and all that. But when it comes to water, do we even check?
Well, for me, I do.
We have to.
Because
yes,
you know.
have to, yes.
Because you know, but me, I don't remember ever checking.
I always check even the sachet, but usually they don't write it on it. But they write that for manufacturing expiring, they check the seal. They're acting like a bell there. But when you check, sometimes you don't see anything there.
Okay.
Yeah. So you need to check these things. When they see the expiring date, you don't have to use them. Yeah, that is one. And for pure water, or the water we call pure water, there are chemicals added to it, like the potassium, magnesium, those things are added. They are chemicals. They equally help in the prevention of or the killing of these microorganisms, even though they have been treated before added or pour into the bottle for us. So they are, let me say, free from microorganisms, and these chemicals also help in killing them.
So for us who fetch from taps, drinking from other water bodies flowing, and if you collect them and you bring them to the house and you have filtered or done whatever process you need, it means that you must make sure you don't drink over a week old water. Make sure, but then, free flowing, okay. So I don't know if we've exhausted water, and then we can do sanitation as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do sanitation. How sanitation affects us when it comes to cholera.
Okay.
I know it's a wide thing, but you, unless Minister Meho, you want to start it? Yes, please start it for us.
Sanitation.
Hey, Mr. Dollar.
Yeah. when we talk of sanitation, our mind goes to Bola, right?
Definitely.
Good.
In Accra.
Good. Now, the cholera is carried, the virus, is carried by flies. Now, when our bolas are not safe, are not kept well, then it affects us. Flies perch on those bolas, comes to perch on our food that are not well kept. All right? And then Accra, for instance, see the filth that we see every day. Our gutters choked with filth. Good. So when we talk of cholera, we can't do away with sanitation. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes. So we need to, I always say that our attitudes, people at night, people throw bullets inside these gutters that are around us. When it rains, the rain carries the gutter, the filth,
rubbish,
and packs somewhere. And those things. So people defecate inside these gutters. All right? And then even our bullets that we pack in the these baller cars. Good. Some people put feces inside there. Some cars going to dispose of the baller, they spoil on the way. They stay there for days. You see? So if you are around those places and your water, your food, you don't keep them well, you are at high risk of contamination.
Oh, so it's not like me just keeping my sanitation clean, but then it can even be carried from somewhere else.
Yes.
So sometimes you say, this ball, I'm not the one who did it. So I'm not going to touch it.
You leave it there.
Or it's not in maybe this is my front, lawn or yard, and this one is somewhere else. I mean, this is not part of my territory. So, but we can be affected.
Sure.
Yes, we can be affected.
Sure.
Okay. So, any more on sanitation you want to touch on? So.
As Dollar said, flies carry the bacterium.
They are notorious.
Flies carry the bacterium, the cholera bacterium, from contaminated feces and bring to our homes. So if you don't keep our food safe, they perch on it and they leave the bacterium there.
Okay.
We take it inside, then we are also infected. So we advise that people should stop what we call OD, open defecation. Because when you do it, let's say if you have the diarrhea or suspected cholera, and you go and do open defecation outside there and you leave, flies will come and perch on it, pick, and bring to the homes. And you are giving it to other people. People also do what we call a flying toilet. They do it in quarantine bag, then they throw it. They don't care wherever it goes to perch. Some even go and hang on electrical cables.
Okay.
When it rains, rain washes them down. Or even the polythene bag, cars walk on it, people walk on it.
Showers of cholera. Yeah.
Then this gets to our homes and we also get contaminated. So we advise that people should stop that. We are trying to look at how best people can stop these practices. Sanitation in Accra or in our cities has been a problem, and it is worrying us. I don't want to go political way, but I know that we have sanitation levy. If the government can come in and at least use this levy in the cities properly, I think this sanitation issue will be a thing of the past. In the villages, for example, my house, I can dig a small something there and put in my rubbish in. That's what we do in my hometown, because I have a large compound there. And even in the whole community, we have places we can dump your refuse safely. But Accra, that thing is not there. Every place is house or somebody's house. So when you sweep your house, you can't dump it in somebody's house. And those who come to collect, sometimes they don't come frequently. So sometimes you realize that the problem is not only from the households. If you have people ready to collect the rubbish, we will give it out and pay. Sometimes they don't come. So I have to keep it in my house. Sometimes even there's no toilet facility within the community. Or you have to move some distance before you get a toilet. And in the night, my stomach is doing kuru-kuru. I have to do it somewhere. These are some problems. So if these things can be tackled by the assemblies and the government, I think our sanitation issues can a little bit help in reducing the cholera.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Mr. Romeo Dollar and Mr. I've forgotten, is it William?
Winfred.
Winfred. I just remembered there was a W, but so Mr. Winfred Ameho. Before you take leave of us, I was trying to read a little bit about what Red Cross is doing, and I saw the initial runners. Yes, runners. Okay, and you talked about the risk involved. You talked about, I think, attitude, right?
Yeah.
So, and you've elaborated very, very well. I mean, when it comes to attitude, Mr. Romeo, especially our attitude. I think the N has to do with the norms. Are there? That's what I wanted. What norms, especially as a culture or a society, things we do, which comes natural to the Ghanaian, which rather breeds or spreads cholera. Is there any? I was trying to see if we are tackled all your runners, but so help me with that. The norms. That's where I find them.
The norms like openification.
Okay.
So this is this is how we do it.
This is what we are used to.
Those by the sea. This is how we do it. So even if you build them public toilet, they still prefer.
Because they say they want fresh air blowing while
they are doing it.
I get
which
it.
Is not, I think.
I get the fresh air ideology, but if it's not helping anybody, then I think you should go to the WCs. We just do, next time. I'm sure the government will put AC inside. Yeah, so I'm very sure. And then, I'm talking about the norms again. I remember when we were young, anytime it rains, we used to do that. We had big gutters, so when you see the water flowing, we just push in our rubbish so that it just carries everything away. And once the rubbish is gone out from your house, we are okay with it. But then it goes to harm other people. Norms, and then the other A is what? Abilities. Help out with that.
So the abilities is the public toilet you have in your community. Can you afford it? How much is it that if you can afford? Let's say it's 50 pesos. So can't you pay 50 pesos to go to toilet maybe once a day? Is it not cheaper than going to hospital to pay hundreds of cedis?
But do we look at it that way at all as Ghanaians? Do we do that kind of calculation?
So that's the education we are giving to the households. So when you get to the households, we try to exhaust these 5 letters that we have in the abbreviation. So we look at the risk, what you are doing, what is the risk to you, the people around you. What is your attitude towards what you are doing? What are the norms within your community?
That should be abolished.
Yeah. Do you have ability to abolish it, to change from what you are doing? Then the last one is self-regulation.
Regulation.
So this is what I've been doing. Now they say I should do this. Can I regulate myself from doing the old thing and adjust to the new thing?
And that is the biggest challenge to Ghanaians. Change.
Yes.
Change. We hate change. And I think of all the things outlined, be it the risk, attitudes, norms, and abilities, I know you will suffer at that stage. Yeah. Self-regulation. No, you see, no matter the education we get, you still find people with all their degrees, educational accolades, doing the most basic mistakes that you don't or you would never expect them to. You will find a professor in his beautiful car riding and will just drink and just even tissue. Yeah. They use the tissue, blow their nose or something, and they just
it go back to the norm. He's used to it. Yeah, that's how this is what we do.
And we are expecting education to change attitudes, but
still.
Oh. All right. So, will there be any takeaways you have for us, Mr. Dollar? Any takeaway for my viewers?
Okay, so
then you wrap it up as a Christmas gift.
I'll only say, now that we are getting to Christmas, Christmas, it's a season where we prepare food. We cook new foods. Let me put it that way. So we should be careful where we get our foodstuffs. Yeah, we shouldn't think of the cheap ones also. Yeah, we should go
I understand you so well, eh?
To go for a right place that you can get your foodstuffs.
Okay.
And also we need to keep our environments clean. Okay.
Where you cook the food.
Yes, and what you use to cook the food, the utensils. Let us keep them clean. We shouldn't be in a rush to cook and go to the next party. We should always take our time and then make sure we eat our foods hot. We want to see you in January, strong and healthy and alive. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Romeo Dollar, Mr. Winfred Ameho.
Yeah. Cholera is a dangerous disease. Even though we are now fighting
COVID, yeah.
COVID. They are all
COVID.
Something, so, even though we are fighting it, we don't have to forget about cholera. But it's also it's also even deadlier than even because within 3 days of severe cholera, you die.
You are gone.
Yes. So let us keep ourselves safe. Our food are the major important thing because cholera gets to our mouth before it affects our system. So our water, our food, these two things are very important. So as Christmas is here, we'll be eating a lot of food.
Yeah, sure.
And you go to the parties, be very careful. Make sure the foods are safe, covered, warm before you eat. Make sure you wash your hands properly before you eat whatever food is given. Even if it is pastry, make sure you sanitize your hands or wash them with soap and running water before you eat so that we can see you again in 2022.
Okay, that's a nice takeaway. So coming from me and the AM Ghana team, we also advise that yes, in this Yuletide season, we do also want to see you cross over. We want to meet you here. We want to keep our numbers and even develop more on our viewership. So yes, keep safe. We know that we can eat our food hot, but when it comes to our water, we can't drink it hot. So do whatever you can do to make sure that the water you are drinking is safe. Anything you can do, go to the extremes when it comes to what you put into your mouth, what you ingest. Don't leave the responsibility of your safe food and your safe water in the hands of another. Don't rely on another person. When cholera comes, it will be you who have to deal with it. So for me and the Red Cross team, today, this week, we're signing off. And thank you very much. Thank you so much. It's AM Ghana. We'll be right back after this break.
as a child is born, Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world. Come join Adwa Television as we celebrate our guest for Christmas with hymns and carols. Date is 17th December 2021. Time is 5:30 p.m. sharp, and the venue is the Holy Trinity Cathedral Anglican Church Car Park on the Accra High Street. Invited guests include Right Reverend Dr. Daniel Silvanus Mensah Toto, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Accra, Her Excellency Stephen Sullivan Sanders, USA Ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Janet Grace Mason, South African High Commissioner in Ghana, and many other dignitaries. Music performances, TM Cube from Tema, Minister Terry Johnson, and Reverend Father Ebenezer O.K. Clotty. Remember, there will be a fundraiser to support orphanage homes this Christmas, so kindly come and support this worthy cause. Adoatv's 9 lessons and carols. Oh, let us out, Christ our Savior is born. Remember, all COVID-19 protocols will be observed.
CB women capsules now. I'm not correct. What's your best mankasa?
That's it.
Who anyone? Oh, middle. You capsules back on CB men capsules. Me see CB men capsules na make a year.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You knew the dada. And one year packaging I had a.
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwadano for. Any kwada won di fie do and come home.
Susanna, Ghana man man tamase.
Adoatv 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aje edwedin kato yato.
Hello, Ghana. Hello, everyone. Greetings to you from Adoatv. Christmas is here again, and we are ready to receive our Lord Jesus to make merry with family and friends and all our loved ones. But what of the underprivileged and the homeless? Well, good news is Adoatv is visiting orphanage homes this festive season to celebrate the birth of Christ. And as the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 19 verse 17, whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord. We humbly ask you to partner us, put smiles on the faces of these underprivileged ones this Christmas, and God will bless you. Kindly send all cash donations to MTN mobile money number 0591 557789 with the name Adwa Media Consult. Call us on 0246 375 837 to pick all other donations. God richly bless you as you give to support the underprivileged this Christmas.
Give them the best love you can. Save a child today. Give them the best meal you can. Save the future today.
Dashing through the sun, on the road with glasses on. All along we go, laughing all the way. Bells are ringing loud, everywhere is green. Oh, what fun it is to walk on the road with glasses on. Oh, jingle bells, me and friends swinging on the way. Oh, what fun it is to walk on the road with glasses on. Jingle bells, me and friends swinging on the way. Oh, what fun it is to walk on the road with glasses on. Dashing through the sun, on the road with glasses on. All along we go, laughing all the way. Bells are ringing loud, everywhere is green. Oh, what fun it is to walk on the road with glasses on. Oh, jingle bells, me and friends swinging on the way. Oh, what fun it is to walk on the road with glasses on. Jingle bells, me and friends swinging on the way. Oh, what fun it is to walk on the road with glasses on. See I call a pro, I to Yensu Bio. shapo. Afia tuya yetinu pepe. Afia tuya yetinu pepe. Mima wafi shapo. Mima wafi shapo. Afia tuya yetinu pepe. Afia tuya yetinu pepe. Papaloyo, morning crow. Papaloyo, morning crow. Afia tuya yetinu pepe. Afia tuya yetinu pepe. Afia tuya yetinu pepe. Afia tuya yetinu pepe. Getting kwemwa.
Well, many thanks to you, of course, for staying with us. A big thank you to Julia Ejoma as well. She'll be doing the most lately. That's why you realize that her things always there. Many thanks to you. And Ghana Red Cross Society, keep saving lives, service to mankind as always. But right about now, we're going to speak about a wonderful book which will be launched next week, Tuesday. But we want to give you insights into the launching. And it is a book written in honor of a former president who is late, Jerry John Rawlings. And the title of the book is J.J. Rawlings' Memoir, Memories and Mementos. J.J. Rawlings' Memories and Mementos, a bilingual collection of poems and essays. And this is by the Pan-African Writers Association. For that conversation, we have Dr. Wale Okediron, who is the Secretary General for the Pan-African Writers Association. Good morning, Doc.
Yeah,
and welcome to AM Ghana.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Right. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine, thank you.
Very well.
Yes.
Now, tell us about this wonderful book that we are bound to read on and enjoy the excerpts of come Tuesday.
All right. Thank you so much. You know, the Pan-African Writers Association, which is the umbrella body for all African writers, was established during the presidency of Jerry Rawlings. Right. So we can say that he gave birth to the association. And to commemorate the first year of his demise, we now ask African writers to send in poems, essays, and articles for us to publish into a book in his honor. And that's a call. We got an avalanche of writings from all over the continent, from about 20 different countries.
Interesting.
About 50 writers. And then to accommodate our Francophone brothers and sisters, we decided to make it into a bilingual publication, that is English and French. And the collection was edited by a Cameroonian professor of communication arts, Professor Bill Indy, who teaches in American University.
Nice.
And then the foreword to the book was written by the current UNESCO representative in Ghana, Mr. Abdulrahman Diallo. And so our plan is to, we've done a formal presentation to the family, the Rawlings family. We gave the advanced copies to the family, and they are quite happy with what we found there. But on Tuesday, December 14, at the Accra City Center, we want to do a public presentation of the book. And we've invited dignitaries from all over the African continent. Some of them will join us physically, some others will join us virtually,
right,
because of these travel restrictions. And of course, Mrs. Rollins and the family will be our special guest of honor. And then we hope that that book again will have a digital edition.
Okay.
So that those who are not around, who cannot collect their physical copies, can buy the books online. So
right. Well, so when we finally grab the book, Memories and Mementos of J.J. Rollins, what do you expect the reader to gain at the end of, reading all of the poems and the prose that are in there?
Yes. The first thing is to appreciate the contribution of the late president to the development of not only Ghana, but the whole world at large. Because one thing came out from our exercise when we asked people to contribute, the substantial amount of contribution came from outside Ghana. That is, the man was even more celebrated outside Ghana than inside Ghana. People look at him for so many reasons, even though he also has some critics, which is normal and expected.
Of course.
So we want that to be appreciated. Then secondly, to also appreciate, to use that publication to foster African unity, because sometimes we think that Africans are not united, but sometimes when we see something that brings us together, maybe you have an icon that all of you want to appreciate, or some issues that all of you are together, because we discovered that from the writings, many African countries are very passionate about good governance and democracy. And so they see anybody who is trying to achieve that as a hero. And then, of course, to also enjoy reading good poetry and essays.
Right. Well, so you tell us some of the, because I mean, the Pan-African Writers Association is a very big organization. And we know of some renowned poets and writers who are in there. Tell us some of the writers whose works find themselves in this book, and what criteria did you use in selecting? Because you said that you received, if I use your own word, an avalanche of writings about J.J. Rollins. How did you streamline to pick those ones, and which writers did you select for this work?
Yes, thank you. We made sure we had a balance in the submission, that is country-wise. We wanted at least as many countries to be represented, so it won't be too skewed to one side. We also made sure that we gave enough room for both English and French writers, so that we will have representation from that side.
Right.
I think I can recall that from Ghana we had one of the contributors was a former minister under Rollins regime, Honorable Kojo Yanka.
Right.
He has something there. One of our young and very popular poets, Oswald Okaite, also has something there. And a number of Ghanaian young upcoming writers, they also have contributions. Then outside Ghana, we had some Nigerian writers, including a current governor of a big state in Nigeria, Mr. Akeredolu, who is the governor of Ondo State in Nigeria. And he also contributed because he saw he saw Rollins as a mentor.
Right.
In fact, he mentioned in his writing that he dresses the way Rollins dressed now. He got that from him.
Right.
Then from Malawi, we had the president of the Malawi Writers Association, the president of the Ivorian Writers Association, the president of Cameroon, Togo, and South African associations. They also contributed to that piece. And then in between them, we have a motley array of young and upcoming writers, because we didn't want to monopolize the contribution. We wanted to give young ones opportunities to also contribute. Yes.
Yeah. So, how did you come to selecting these people?
Yes, we tried to make sure that we had enough contribution from every country. For example, maybe because of the population of Nigeria, we had so many contributions from Nigeria, but we had to peg the number we took, and then we made sure Ghana was well represented too, being the home country, and then other countries that also sent in, we made sure that it went around the continent. We were not too hard on people who have one or two criticism to say about the president, because we believe that both praise and criticism are good for anybody's progress.
Right.
We accommodate all those.
Okay.
And then, of course, we gave room to our French brothers and sisters who also brought in. And then we did something, we made sure that the contributions in English were also translated to French and vice versa.
Okay.
So that people can understand what was written.
Okay, so that tells the bilingual nature of the book.
Of the book.
So you basically have those poems that are in English translated into French, and those in French translated into English. And so for the reading pleasure of the reader who may not be too conversant with English or what the other language to enjoy from the other side, that's a good move. So it is not as though we are having French-based themes in the book, but rather the common theme being translated into the other language. So this brings me to the next thing. Is there a common theme actually for the book? You talk about praises, you talk about criticisms. Is there a common theme? Is there a common tone? Is there a common rhyming scheme? Is there a common, number of verses, maybe a pentatone or whatsoever that is supposed to be in the writings before you selected them?
No, we didn't give anybody any restriction.
Okay.
We only told them, this book is about J. Rollins. Express yourself in any way, either in a poem or in an essay.
Right.
We just give them that room to express themselves.
Okay.
We didn't limit anybody to a maximum or what. Yes.
How long has it taken, compiling this work?
It took us about 3 months to compile the entries, and then another month for the translators to do their work, because we had to use 2 translators to translate both the English and French versions. And then we also had to wait to make sure that we officially present the book to the family before we now went public. So all in all, I can say 6 months went into the work, and then of course the printing and everything. So
Right.
6 months.
Okay, so I'll take 6 months, because when I heard 3 months initially, I was like, wow, how could you have done it in 3 months?
6 months enough.
Right, because I have attempted writing a couple of times, and I'm still on some of them, and I can tell it's not easy, because at a point you will lack inspiration.
Exactly.
At a point you will feel lost in your own story.
Exactly.
And
the passion
exactly.
will
Sometimes
see you through.
Exactly.
Most of the time.
That's the only driving
If
force.
you look at the monetary income or whatever gain you may not want to write, but when you look at the passion, then passion will drive it.
Exactly.
And then at the end of the day, you'll be so happy that you did it.
And especially when you're writing about existing phenomena, you realize that change, they say, is the only constant thing. So whilst you're working on a common phenomenon or a current phenomenon, you realize that things keep changing and you have to find a way to adjust and fix them in there. Writing is not an easy thing, because you need to write for people to understand. You need to write for people to enjoy as well. And this is not the normal storybooks where you hear once upon a time. I am a poet. And I say that poetry employs economy of words.
Yes.
You don't say too much, but you say so much in the list of words that you put out there.
That's why they say poetry is the mathematics of writing.
Exactly.
Everything must be appropriate.
Exactly. Now, how well do you think that the reader can relate with this book? Because this is not the first book about former President Jerry John Rawlings. But most of these books come in the form of other literary works, not necessarily in the form of essay or poetry. Some of them are even dramatized. But when you look at the array of books that we have, this is quite different. Why did you decide to go this way?
Yeah, firstly, because of the focus of Pan-African Writers Association. Our focus is the African continent. We don't limit ourselves to a specific country. Our duty is to give room, to touch all African writers. So first thing we did was to say, look, this man is, we want writers to contribute from all over the continent. In fact, when we were discussing it in my office, people are saying, oh, are you sure we're going to get anybody from outside Ghana to contribute? And behold, we were shocked at the massive response we got from outside. And then secondly, because again, because of the focus of Pan-African Writers Association, we normally operate in 4 languages. We operate in English, French, Arabic, and Swahili.
Right.
But for this purpose, we said, look, let's just do 2 languages. So that's why we made it French and English.
Okay.
And then, of course, if you read some of those poems, some of those poems will move you to tears because they are so passionate. Just like you said, the poetry says a lot in a very short way. And we are happy that we will have done everything in poetry, but we don't want to bore people.
Right.
Some people who want a lot, some differences in, and so the contributions are very, very emotional, very passionate, and some of them, brought in new dimensions to the character of the man we are celebrating, because things that we didn't even know before, that some countries even name their children after him. Some countries used him as an icon of democracy. Anytime there's a problem, they say, oh, I wish you can have a Rollins in this country. That kind of thing. So it's so touching. And then, of course, the other side, people will say, oh, well, but maybe it went too far, or maybe, that kind of thing. But it's a balanced work.
Former President Jerry John Rawlings, is one of the greatest, arguably, or let's say undoubtedly, rather, undoubtedly one of the greatest, heads of state and leaders we've ever had as a country. And to the African continent, he is a blessing as well. When you look at his intervention, especially in countries where we've experienced coup d'etat, amongst other things. So one would say it is not out of order to have such memories and mementos in his honor. But the big question that I would pose to a writer, maybe you're a poet as well, I don't know.
No, I write fiction.
You write fiction.
Yes.
As a writer, the very, very basic concern one would ask is, why wait till he passes before you make this pass?
Very good question. Well, I came into office as the Secretary General of the Pan-African Writers Association about a year ago. So maybe I can say that's a good excuse for me to say, even though he was alive when I came, but we did not think of it. And then we were just settling down in office, thinking that, well, part of our activities will be periodically to celebrate African leaders or anybody in Africa that performed excellently well. So when I came into office, people were saying, okay, why don't you start with Nkrumah? Then we'll go to Nasser in Egypt, and then go to Congo and look at maybe Senghor in Senegal, and kind of thing. So we are thinking of all those. Then suddenly the shocking news of his demise came. And they said, well, this has happened. The best thing is let's start with Rawlings, and then we'll, at least while it's still fresh in our mind, and so that's one of the reasons why we pick on him. And then we feel that after him, we'll move to another leader and celebrate him. Or you don't need that to be a political leader. You could be an academic leader. You could be somebody who has performed well. Like Kofi Annan, who has done very well in the UN, or somebody else in mathematics. Or but we want to run with the emotion of the time, and that's why we did this.
Okay. Now, Poetry, I mean, in essays, look at a particular aspect based on the theme or the subject that you're writing on. Certainly, the subject is J.J. Rollins, but I mean, when you speak about theming, anybody could pick a theme.
Yeah.
As far as the subject is concerned, and this is something you want to do for other African leaders, those who have been exceptional amongst, those who have lived that exemplary lives and, exhibited that iconic lifestyle. But in poetry and in essays, how best do you think we can say of these leaders? Do you have other plans of perhaps putting them in other forms, biographies, what have you? Are there plans for these leaders?
Yes, thank you so much. Because for us, we are a literary organization.
Yes.
And like I said earlier on, we would like to accommodate as many of our members to reflect the Pan-Africanism of our organization. So that's why we said, well, the best way to accommodate as many people as possible is through poetry, short poetry and kind of thing. But now when we want to move to other icons on the African continent, we might review our position and say, okay, for this fellow, let's just have a biography. But then, how do we accommodate? A biography can only be written by maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, but that is the limit you can. The moment you have a biography being written by more than 3 or 4 becomes something else. So as much as possible, we like to bring on board as many of our writers as possible.
Right.
Because what I discovered when I came into office is the energy and the talent that abounds on the African continent. We have fantastic writers, young, up-and-coming writers who are doing so well, but they lack publishing outlets. So we just say, well, whatever we're going to do, for example, we are planning an anthology of children's story from all over Africa. And the idea is to allow as many people as possible to contribute. So in future, we'll look at this, but at the same time, we want to make sure that we we are focused by bringing as many writers on board as possible.
Great. Well, certainly an interesting book here, J.J. Rollins' Memories and Mementos. And this is a book that will be launched next Tuesday, come Tuesday, 14th December. You should be there to grab a copy for yourself. I'm learning a lot from Dr. Okediron. And I want to find out from you, Doc, who is this book meant for? Now, there is a hidden question behind this question. They say that if you want to hide something from the African man, you put it in a book. You have written about an African man. For who?
For Africans. Because there's this unfortunate belief by many non-Africans that we lack heroes in Africa. That all our leaders are either thieves or sit-tight leaders, that kind of thing. So we want to celebrate when we have. We are not saying nobody is perfect. We're not waiting for an angel to come before we celebrate the person. But when we see an icon that we believe we can sell, then we celebrate. So the book is essentially for Africans and those non-Africans who want to learn from us, because we have to write our story by ourselves. Nobody will write your story for you. If you go into the history of Africa, you will read that some foreign organizations had a hand in many of the coup attempts that we had.
I see.
Maybe the CIA or something. Now, why can't we also take control of our future? Let's start celebrating our icons for the benefit of our children and not wait for outsiders to do this for us. So that's the idea.
Well, so I'm not going to ask why you chose Jerry Rollins, for this very work. You have explained enough on that. But then, in line with writings, and you said something that nobody's going to write a story for us. And I asked you earlier on that why wait till his demise before we make such, you know, a work of him? Is the next book going to be about an African icon who has passed on, or is going to be about some African icon who is living, who is existent?
Yes.
We have several African presidents who are doing exceptionally well. You mentioned the notion that the outside world has about African leaders. And I can bet you there are African leaders, there are African individuals who are trying to change that narrative, who are trying to change the entire mentality, especially for Africans who think that there is no good in Africa.
Yes.
Is that going to be consideration for these ones as well? Yes. Now, let's move away from presidents and heads of states, or you know, prime ministers, leaders. Even in the Pan-African Writers Association, or even in the literary world,
yes.
You mentioned Senghor, and it brings my mind to Leopold Senghor, one of the prolific African writers. How do we, apart from their books that made them the icons, how do we as writers epitomize these people as well?
Yeah. You know, thank you so much for your intervention, because you are teaching us. I mean, I'm learning from you too.
Right.
On the point that we can still write about people who are alive. We can write during their lifetime. We don't have to wait until they are dead.
Yes.
Yes, because in the past, Pan-African Writers Association, we celebrate our icons, either literary, political, or academic icons, different ways. We've had series of lectures or events to honor people like Chinua Achebe, Wole Soyinka, and some other Ghanaian writers.
Ifwa Sutherland,
yes,
and
Sutherland and Co.
Amata
Edu and Co. We have done a lot of events. Sometimes we have a lecture in their honor. We've done all those in the past, because a book cannot be the only way to celebrate anybody. The advantage of a book is that it's something that is indelible.
Exactly.
It's in print. Anybody can refer to it regularly. Exactly. But with this challenge you have thrown at us now, we have to go back and start looking at living African leaders in all areas of endeavors, either academic, either politics, or even literature, or even in the film industry, or other
exactly.
things.
So I am thinking, you know, as a way of, you know, making some of their works live, especially the works that have made them those icons, live further, that we start to dramatize some of these works, especially if it's not a drama, if it's just a prose, we can dramatize some of these works, and then you make them live further, especially for the consuming public that doesn't want to read.
Yes.
We send the story out there to them. So maybe we should I'm throwing another challenge to you as well. Maybe we should look at enacting the lives of some of these African leaders who have passed on. Let's see if we can dramatize the staging of the coup, the formation, the creation of the Fourth Republic that we are still enjoying, and the democracy, the processes that led to democracy in Ghana, amongst other things. It's an interesting book, I must say. And if we say we are going to chat about it, we may not wrap up anytime soon. Very interested in the book. Yes. Tell us about the launching.
Yes.
Let's go over it again.
Yes.
December 14th.
Yes.
That's coming Tuesday
at the Accra City Center.
Okay.
At 11 in the morning. Yes. We're going to have a book review to be reviewed by a lecturer in English from the University of Cape Coast. And we're going to have the launching to be supervised by the UNESCO country representative in Ghana. That's Mr. Abdurrahman Diallo.
Yes.
And we have a monthly collection of VIPs who are coming, made up of members of parliament, diplomats, UN representatives, writers, and then some students. And then there will be a drama troupe to give us some cultural interlude to the event. And we're going to listen to a few speeches from the contributors. And like I said, those of them who cannot join us physically will join us virtually, because we're going to have a Zoom component of the event. All in all, we're looking forward to an exciting time, and we hope that by the end of the event, the book, then like I also mentioned, we're going to launch an online edition of the book. It's a digital edition for. And interesting thing is that many of these contributors have already started celebrating themselves on Facebook, on everywhere. In fact, I opened one Facebook of one Ivorian, Ivory Coast fellow, and the way his country people were celebrating him, that he had a poem in that book. They were even celebrating him more than Rollins. So it's such an exciting thing for them, and we hope that we're going to have a nice time on Tuesday, and you are all welcome. We're looking forward to seeing you there too.
Very well. Do we need to pay to be at the launch? Any tickets?
No. It's an intellectual exercise.
Okay.
You're just walking.
So all we have to do is to come with manage to purchase these books.
Exactly.
Now, how much so that we prepare ourselves?
The official cover price is 100 CD. Okay. But you know, it's a special occasion.
Oh,
so we are looking forward to people.
Just 100 CDs. I mean, with all the works that have gone into this, this is more like a book that is coming from one writer.
Yes.
But an array of writers.
Yes.
As Doc puts it, an avalanche of writers. And I think that if you are paying for one writer's work, you know how much you are paying. Now, I beg your pardon, over 10 of them.
Yes.
How many writers have their work in there?
35.
35?
Yes.
Right, so averagely, I mean, the average book you could buy on the market would be around 30 cedis. So if you multiply 30 by 35, you can't pay for that.
No.
The Pan-African Writers Association has put all of this into one. Several writers sharing their memories and epitomizing Jerry John Rawlings, our own former president and the founder, we call him the founder of the Fourth Republic. Well, we are grateful for your time, Doc, and we pray that this book, with all the leaves inside, would gain some flight, just like you know, the wings of a bird, and go further, soar higher. And we wish the Pan-African Writers Association the very best. I'll see how best I can join in the next writing. What this tells me personally is that there is no mistake in selecting the subject or the icon for this book. Looking at the contribution that you've had across African countries and African writers, and this is also to tell us, if you want to be celebrated like this, let your light so shine before men. Kudos to the African Writers Association once again. Dr. Wale Okiduran was my guest for the purpose of the discussion in line to the launching of the Memories and Mementos of J.J. Rawlings, a bilingual collection of poems and essays by the Pan-African Writers Association. The launch would be next Tuesday, December 14th at 11 a.m. The venue is the Accra City Hall, the new AMA building in Accra around the ATTU. And if you go there next week, Tuesday, 11 a.m., come with your cash and make a purchase of the book, both hard copy and a soft copy as well. We will see you on Monday, where some great and exciting conversations. Until then, enjoy your weekend. A big thank you to the entire team, the producers, and everybody who has made AM Ghana successful throughout the week. My name is Reginald Addy, and as we observe the Yuletide season, please be safe. When you're driving, drive safely. When you go out to have fun, please have fun responsibly, because we want to see you on Monday and we want to enter 2022 with you. And on this note, I prophesy that you will get into 2022. If you say an amen, then that's a bye-bye for today. I'll see you on Monday.
Thank you so much.